Hi, I'm Will and welcome to Venture to Rome. Today we're continuing to work on HICKS, the trailer.
Meet HICKS. That's the name we've given to this early 1950s Bantam T3C trailer. My best buddy Chris and I bought it together with the intention of doing a rough restoration and then modifying it to give it a second life as an overlanding trailer. In our last episode, HICKS got some new side rails, a coat of paint, and a new bed rack. Today we're installing some quick release stabilizer jacks on the front and back and putting Molle panels on the bed rack. Let's get started. The first thing we needed was to pick up angle irons and flat bar to use as mounting brackets underneath HICKS and on the bed rack. We can call these stabilizer bars. Where are the dryers? We're in the washer section. I'm just wondering where the dryer section is.
Fired.
So we're debating whether or not it was 37 or 37 and a half.
Just under 37 and a half.
So I was right.
Yeah, you said 36.
I said
You said
36 and many smidges, which is the same thing. 37
and that is what set this whole thing awry.
Just under 38. You're wearing flip-flops.
I know.
Right next to an angle grinder.
Yeah. Still have all my toenails, but most of the hair is off of my toes now, though. Okay, anyway.
Well, that looks like a pretty clean cut. What we're gonna do is we're going to mark where the holes are, then we're gonna go drill the holes in that steel bracket, and then we'll use that steel bracket as a template to mark the holes underneath in the frame. We'll drill those and then connect the dots with bolts when it's all over.
So there's a hole that is gonna, this is gonna actually be to mount it to the trailer frame. It'll be like this. And so we're gonna have like just enough room. How does it feel to have just drilled 4 holes?
Holy. Truly. Holy.
Holy moly.
We're just matching up the holes that we drilled. And once we do that, we'll put in these bolts. And like Chris is doing down there, and then this thing will be attached to the frame, and then we'll attach the stabilizers to this bar. We got the stabilizers on and they're working great. We had to kind of futz with them a little bit to get them to both come down. It's a really tight fit, which is fantastic, except for when you're trying to pull them down, they were kind of running into each other, so we had to respace them a little bit. You know, we took our time because you don't want to mess around with something that's stabilizing your rooftop tent when you're asleep at night. Next, we'll do Molle panels. The electrical stuff, there's some really fun electrical work that we're gonna do to this thing. We're gonna put a tongue box on it and get all that stuff installed. And then it's gonna be pretty close to being done. So it is on its way, just a few more sessions, and I think we're gonna have this thing ready. It's Molle panel day and wiring day, so let's go.
Today we're going to move the rack just a little bit, get it to the proper spacing because we're going to install the DZ Molle panels.
Okay, so what we have here, hold on. Okay, so what we have here are the DZ Molle panels. We're just going to open these things up and see how they look. So pretty basic. It's a Molle panel. Look at that. And some screws, some nuts and bolts. But this will make a nice mounting surface for both sides of HICKS for lots of things you can imagine. Rotopacks, shovels, axes, high lift jacks, all that can be put right on these things.
So the next thing is we're going to find the center point. We're going to mark and drill holes in the top and the bottom and use that to bolt the DZ Molle panel to. And then what we'll do is we'll clamp it up to the top. And the nice thing about this rack is it has these corner braces, and so we'll be able to use that as a reference point instead of just measuring. So we'll butt up against that, we'll clamp it down, we'll drill, and then we're going to fasten it using riv nuts.
Oh, the riv nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Riv nut guns.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the nut certs, I guess, is the other term, but they're Harbor Freight, so.
He said nut certs.
So what we're going to do next is we're going to drill through the actual angle iron and into the rack. We'll do that on both sides, and then we'll put in the nut certs. Then we'll put the rack back up. We'll tighten the bolts in just kind of loosely, and then we'll drill the top holes, take it off again, put the nut certs in, and then have the Molle panels exactly where we want it on the rack.
We're super happy with the way those Molle panels fit on there and the way everything came together. We're already thinking about what we're gonna put on those Molle panels, but for now we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna pick up the electrical work next time and see how far we can get with that. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Trailer. I just repeated everything that Chris said to make it sound like I know what I'm doing, but the truth is that I really do know what I'm doing and Chris is just following along.
Yeah. What do we do next, boss?
Yeah, next, I believe bourbon.
Bourbon?
Bourbon. What's hilarious is